Hello and welcome back to Geek Addicts, the pop culture podcast where we all come together like pieces of Ultron. Oh, wait, they have one over there too. Shit. My name's Matt. With me as always, Bill Byrer. How's it going, Bill?
It's going. It is going. It is definitely June. It's still not even summer yet, technically, which I find really funny.
That
But
is bullshit.
you know
I
what?
disagree.
You know what is amazing? This is like the most New England fucking thing ever. This year, like winter was like brutal and would not go away, and then the second it finally let up, the summer just is like, I'm here, bitch. And it's
Yeah.
like because we
Yeah,
went
we
from
don't have middle seasons here.
no, but we literally went from 0 to 100 within like the span of a week.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
No, it's wild. Oh god. Yeah, it's been rough this week. So, and every time I swear to God, I check the weather every day, and it tells something completely different for the week. Like 2 days ago, I looked at the weather, and it was saying like mid 80s to like early 90s all week, like for the next 10 days. I check it today, and all of a sudden today is the hottest day, and that the rest of the week is going to be like mid 70s, maybe it'll get to 80. I'm like, I fucking hope so, but we'll see.
Yeah.
It literally changes like drastically every day.
Yeah. Now, last week was brutal. Like one of the main reasons. There was a couple of reasons I didn't want to record on Friday. Because I felt like shit by Friday. Because last week was brutal. Like I had. So on Tuesday, I decided to do a podcast that went till fucking midnight.
Jesus.
If anyone's seen the last 3DO and you look at, well, at the time this comes out, it's probably been a few 3DOs, but if you look at the 3DO episode we did covering the all the recent gaming showcases, that almost went 4 hours.
Yeah, I did see that was a particularly long episode.
Yeah, and I didn't get to sleep till like midnight. It was bad. And then the following night, I did a guest appearance on another show that'll probably be out by this point. I was on Delayed Gaming News, and we also were covering that. And that one I wasn't as late, but it was fairly late. So like I was already like my sleep schedule was fucked last week, and by Friday I just felt like shit. I don't know what happened. So I figured, you know what, let's push it to Sunday because we have another big thing to talk about this weekend that wasn't going to be we weren't going to be able to talk about it otherwise. So it worked out in the end, but yeah, this week was
rough. Yeah. So I don't remember if I mentioned it in the last episode. I think I did that I had finished the first Milestone Compendium.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that was wild. I'm like halfway through the third Dungeon Crawler Carl book now.
Nice.
And it's a train themed book. That's what they're doing. Just trains.
Nice.
And what else? Let's see, I messed around on some games a little bit. I've mostly been messing around with like Dragon Ball games. Just kind of bounced back and forth between a few different ones, just because I don't know. I got into the swing of it, and I was like, "Fuck it, I just want to play a bunch of old PS2 Dragon Ball games."
Nice.
Hmm?
So things I read, I actually was doing a bit of reading. I finally sat down and wanted to finally seriously dive into this.
Okay.
It's interesting. It is very so Mark Waid's like one of my favorite writers. So when I found out he was writing this, I was like super excited.
Mm-hmm.
It is very fascinating how he attempts to intertwine all of DC's fucked up history into one convenient 6-issue because it's not even a big book. It's like it's a 6-issue miniseries. And it is, I'm about halfway through it because I like kind of skimmed through it when I first got it, and I haven't truly sat down and read it all the way through yet. It is very fascinating the way he does it, because like he goes out of his way to make like certain New 52 events canon, but like back in the past when they first happened. But then he like works it so it makes sense in like this massive continuity. It is interesting. There actually was a brief like couple pages dedicated to the Dakota in there.
Okay.
Which leads me to
of just Dakota as a whole, or was it referencing the Dakota incident specifically?
It very briefly mentioned the Dakota incident and then mentioned like Static Icon, like a bunch of the or Ion. Is it Icon or Ion?
It's Icon.
Ion's a different hero I'm thinking of. Also DC, but he's Green Lantern related. But yeah, it mentions like all like the big like it's basically a brief page that's like, yeah, Dakota exists. Shit happened there. Get the Dakota incident new history issue to find out more. Essentially, was what it specified.
So I'm guessing in that vein, the Dakota incident is probably like, it's like another way of being like, hey, so this is part of the whole history. This is like a generalized idea of like who these characters are and what their deal is.
It basically brings up the tear gas thing, giving them their powers and the boom babies.
Yeah.
The section literally ends by them saying, for a while, the city and people disappeared. But as we know in comics, they never disappear for long. And it kind of leaves it ambiguous there.
Mm-hmm.
Which is basically saying, check out the Dakota incident issue to find out more. Which I'm going to probably read after I finish this later.
Nice. Yeah, I need to get that one.
Yeah, this is actually, I'd recommend getting both because this has actually been a very fascinating read.
Both?
Well, this and then the if you can find the single Dakota incident issue.
I was having trouble. I did buy the Kindle version just because I wanted to give them my sale, but I couldn't find. I maybe I'll have to try and look again and see if I can't find a single issue.
Yeah, if you can't find it there, your best luck would probably be eBay because you can always find any single issue on eBay.
Yeah,
that's been a cool read though, so far.
That's good though. That's cool. Speaking of DC Comics, though, I have finished season 3 of Young Justice.
Nice.
And it might be my favorite season so far.
Is that the one where they like changed the art style to like match the movie art style a bit?
Kind of a little bit. It's mostly like I can see that they were trying to do something with this because like season 1 and 2, like that was like they did the first 2 seasons, then it got canceled for a while, and then it came back as like a, like an original or something. I don't remember who did it.
So it was initially Netflix, and then HBO took it, and then I guess now it's a Paramount property. Ugh.
Yeah. But either way, I could tell that once it was revived, they definitely, because the first 2 seasons were definitely in the vein of like, this is a kid's show. This is going to reflect like a kid's comic book show.
Well, it's for syndication.
And then season 3 came out, and they were like, hey, we're going to tell Cyborg's backstory. And then like they do the whole thing with like the issue with like his father's lab. There was the collapse or whatever. He got crushed by other debris and shit. And they did like the classic like DC cartoon thing where like the accident happens, they pull the rubble off of him, and you just see like the upward shot of like the dad and like one of the scientists or something looking at Victor. And like I thought like, oh, this is just like the classic way that they handle this kind of thing. But no, it actually the camera panned and we saw everything. It's like, oh wow, that is graphic.
the power of streaming and what you can get away with.
I was like, holy shit, I did not think we were gonna see his fucking rib cage in this show.
What's crazy is streaming is funny to me because like I was watching the NASCAR race today, and they're during the segment of the season where they're on Prime for like a few races. And on Prime, they can get away with fucking everything because they're like doing their post-race show and they're all fucking down in beers. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, can't get away with that on network TV.
Yeah, but no, it was wild. I really did enjoy season 3 a lot.
Doesn't like John Kent get like cameoed like very briefly?
Maybe as a baby.
I think that's what it is. I think like Lois appears and she has like John.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Because they had to like, because that show started before he was a thing, and then he became very much a thing. And they were like, let's just shoehorn him in. But no one will ask questions.
I think they also did show Talia with baby Damien at one point.
That makes sense.
I think.
Well, because they were probably hoping for the Super Sons.
Yeah, and they were doing a whole lot with like they did the whole like division with the Justice League, where like the Justice League, like a bunch of people left, quote unquote, and like they had like the team, which it's wild to me that they never call it anything other than the team. But they had them doing like their covert stuff. They had like the few Justice League people who were left doing their thing, and then Beast Boy was like, we need like a public team of like, teenagers, almost like super powered titans that are also teenagers. What are we gonna call it? The Outsiders.
Which is an actual team.
I'm sure it is, but it's just like the way they were setting it up, especially since Beast Boy was there, and then Cyborg was there, and like Nightwing was also involved, and I'm like, you just call it what it is. Terra was there too. I'm like, come on, bro, just call it what it is. We all know you want to say it. Just say it.
Because the Outsiders I'm most familiar with was a comic run in like the mid 2000s, which was right after one of the most mean-spirited and like depressing like comic runs of all time, which was a three-issue miniseries called it was Titans Young Justice Graduation Day, which was a crossover between those two books, and it was essentially their way of getting rid of those two books and just creating a new Teen Titans book that was based around the 03 show more.
Mm-hmm.
But it was such a mean-spirited book. It like basically killed off half the Titans cast. They famously killed Donna Troy because Donna Troy's not allowed to be happy in DC. And it basically ended with Nightwing disbanding both, and he goes off with Roy to create the Outsiders. Meanwhile, the remains of the Titans basically recruit the Young Justice members to create the new Teen Titans, the 03 team, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Graduation Day is a very mean-spirited, just dark comic.
That was the other thing too that happened that I just found endlessly entertaining. Was like Roy Harper was such like a fucking like angsty, like I'm so angry at everyone and everything at the beginning of this show.
That tracked for where he was as a character at that point.
Right, I get that, but like he was just being like that kind of character. Like I refuse to be part of the team because I deserve to be part of the Justice League. Bleh. They're doing that whole thing, and then it's like, oh, he's a clone. Here's the real one. And, oh, by the way, we're not going to explain how this became apparent or anybody found out about it, but also Guardian's a clone, and they're all related. And then fucking Clone Roy is like, I'm going to start a security guard service. And they all go and work for it together. And it's called Arrowhead. It's like, oh, wow, that's really on the nose. But
okay.
It was super funny because they were all, like, super chill at that point. And all three of them are all played by Crispin Freeman. They're all clones of like the same two people. And it was just like super goofy the whole time.
I mean, that's less insane than what happened to Roy in the main continuity before they got rid of that because it was bad. Because there was an entire run of Justice League called Justice League, one of the worst comic runs of all time. It was called Justice League Cry for Justice. And it was essentially Hal Jordan and Ollie were like, we're going to make a proactive Justice League where we actually go out and we're out there basically before things happen. You can already guess where this goes.
Yeah.
And the whole book is, yeah. And the whole book is just dark. And I think Ollie was actually mayor of Star City at the time too, which is bizarre. But the book basically goes on like shit gets real. Roy gets his fucking arm chopped off.
That happens in the show too.
Yeah, and it wasn't popular either, I'm assuming. He gets his arm chopped off, so he's just out. He was Red Arrow at this point, and he was actually a member of the Justice League. Ollie wasn't. That was a very interesting time for the Justice League. But the book ends with the destruction of Star City because they wanted to destroy, I guess, the fictional cities of DC. Although the writer apparently fought back and made it so it was just Star City that got destroyed, and not all of them. This was during the worst of DiDio's run, but the kicker was they ended the run ends with Roy's daughter being brutally murdered for no reason.
My God.
Yeah, it was not well received. She's thankfully been.
She's been actual Roy or clone Roy.
No, this is actual Roy. There was no clone Roy, I think, in comics.
Because Clone Roy has a kid with Cheshire in Young Justice.
So Real Roy had a kid with Cheshire in the main continuity. And she was brutally murdered at the end of a child was brutally murdered at the end of Cry for Justice. And she didn't get brought back until like 2 years ago. So yeah, it was a very depressing. Yeah, it was a very depressing book. And then it was followed up by the story Rise of Arsenal, where he goes back to being Arsenal, but he now has a robot arm, and
yeah, that happens too.
He can't shoot arrows anymore, and he's all angry and goes back to drugs. And there's literally an entire page about how he has erectile dysfunction now. And I'm just like, why?
Oh, good.
Why is this here? Nobody fucking asked.
Oh, there was a serial killer in the Hardware comic that I read in that first compendium who's he was killing hookers because he had ED.
Lovely.
Although when you actually find out the history and why he has it, it's like, oh god, dude, that's awful. That's terrible. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
How did they get away with that?
Well, Milestone got away with a lot of things that the main comics couldn't.
It was very dark.
Milestone was basically Vertigo, but like not like they got away with some dark shit.
Yeah, that's for sure.
No, but like the Rise of Arsenal book was so fucking detrimental to Roy's character, and he didn't recover until like after Rebirth, and like they finally like fixed a bunch of shit. He's fine now. They did kill him for a while, another fucking Didio choice, but he's fully back. It was a Didio choice to ruin Wally West's character. Because Didio hates Wally West. Yeah. Comics are dumb, but thankfully all that Rise of Arsenal shit has been erased. His daughter's back. He has his arm. Yeah. Fun stuff.
Okay.
Comics.
Yeah, that's for sure.
What's really funny about that new history book is it very clearly picks and chooses what they want to bring up. Because like literally like the Brian Michael Bendis era of Superman, which is one of the worst eras of Superman for a lot of people. The only thing he brings up from that era is the fact that John Kent got aged up to a teenager or a young adult, technically. Everything else from his run is completely ignored because he like he doesn't even bring up Superman revealing his identity to the world. I don't think.
Okay.
Unless it's like farther in, but yeah, that was another dumb decision that was retconned very quickly. Comics.
Fun stuff.
Fun
stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. Do we want to cover the other animes first, or do we want to just jump right into Oshinoko?
I mean, is there really anything we want to say about Vending Machine?
That his death was greatly over-exaggerated.
Yeah, which is exactly what I assumed.
I was so annoyed by that. I was like, like, I'm just like at the point where I'm like, who fucking cares anymore? Literally, we're watching a show where an anime girl wants to fuck a vending machine. That is literally what we're watching at this point.
Yeah, and she's not even the only one. There's multiple others.
Yeah, but she really wants to. She's not even subtle about it.
Yeah.
Oh, and also the Netherworld Lord's mother shows up and they kill her.
Yeah, that was weird.
That happened.
That was weird.
Why?
Now they're riding in a pickup truck.
Yeah, they have a truck. Cool.
Because he actually turned into like a Carvana vending machine this time.
Yeah.
Why didn't he ever use that? Like when when he's doing the whole like, oh, I'm gonna like fly into the air and then I'm gonna turn into the big ice machine and why don't you turn to the car one where it's just like hundreds of cars plus the actual building itself?
Yeah.
I bet the Lord wouldn't have walked away from that.
I straight up joked with Alex that I am just straight up hate watching this goddamn show now.
Oh, for sure.
How does it have like 4 more episodes? Like, where are we going at this point?
I don't know, man. Dr. Stone's only got 2 more episodes, and then the whole series is done.
Yeah. No, it's that show really wants to be Slime, like really badly, but it just isn't. Meanwhile, Slime has been fucking amazing.
Yeah, I've been enjoying Slime. Slime's been fun.
The new episode was pretty good. I like the whole this team is clearly plotting against Rimuru and everything, but I'm like the whole time it's like they do realize Rimuru is like can kill them all, right? Like really easily if he wanted to.
Yeah, Rimuru is not exactly a pushover.
They're basically like we have to stop Rimuru because they have the Hell Dragon or whatever, the Dark Dragon, the Storm Dragon. That's his name, Veldora.
Which is funny because at this point Rimuru is probably stronger than Veldora.
Well, we don't really know because Veldora spends all his time reading manga, just chilling.
True, this is true, but I think that if for no other reason, is kind of like the biggest reason why I think that is because Rimuru just constantly gets all these new powers and upgrades and fucking servants and everything else, and he's just reading manga. And before that, he was locked in a cave for thousands of years. So
yeah. And it's funny too because Rimuru is also like close friends with like 3 other demon lords, so it's like what are they doing here?
Yeah.
Good show though so far. It's crazy how long it's gonna be. Did you see Solo Leveling got 3rd season finally confirmed?
I didn't know it already wasn't confirmed.
It was never confirmed. It's officially been confirmed, but then like all the Solo Leveling fans are like crying because they basically said, yeah, don't expect it till 2027, 2028, most likely.
It's not really surprising.
Well, no,
especially since at this point they're probably just gonna try and fucking plow through it.
It's also A1 Productions, and they have way too much fucking shit. Kaguya-sama fans understand. I think Sakamoto Days also got its 2nd season officially confirmed, which was nice.
Interesting.
I saw those pop up, but
let's go watch Dorohedoro.
Yeah, that's my next plan. I just, according to Alex, it's fucking insane and like violent as fuck. So
I mean, it kind of already was. So.
Yeah, but apparently like they go all out on this season, especially with the updated CG and stuff.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
I guess we'll see.
Looking forward to eventually getting to that. Do we want to just jump into Oshinoko now?
Probably a good idea.
So we were graced this week with the finale of Oshinoko season 3, a 55-minute episode, and Jesus Christ, like nothing I was expecting to get covered gets covered in this episode, but instead they cover everything fucking else.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the movie plot basically takes a backseat because it's not important right now. That's for next season.
Yeah.
Instead, we get
the reveal.
We get a couple reveals in this episode. But we should probably start with the biggest one of Aqua just flat out tells Ruby who he is.
Yeah.
And that he's known who she is this whole time.
Or at least suspected.
Yeah.
Which I don't know why you would necessarily make that. I mean, 16 years with a person, I'm sure you pick up on some things, and he's a very observant person, so
he is, and you can tell Ruby clearly is not at times.
Yeah.
What's crazy though is before that we do get that little scene where he meets Ruby's, not Ruby's mother, but like I forget her name, but the
girl. Not Sadako. That's a different show.
Something.
Yeah.
That's not even her name. That's not even her name.
Who cares? Who cares?
I do. I love Sawako. She's adorable.
But no, the little cancer girl. It's her mom.
Yeah.
We ended up being the less dramatic part of the episode.
Yeah, that was honestly
I was expecting so much more out of that.
Yeah, that was honestly kind of just a red herring, in all honesty, because we get the whole. She goes on about how she loves her family and everything. Then she shows the picture, and I'm like, "Those aren't Ruby. Those aren't anyone we know."
That was just some random kids.
Yeah, I was like, interesting. And then we get Ruby is spiraling by this point. Like, we do get that really fun like commercial filming with Akane and Kana.
I
which
did
was
like
fun.
that. The fucking the pirate thing. That was stupid, but I loved it.
I love that too. They're like, oh, so you two have gotten over your bullshit, right? And they're just like, yeah, totally.
Sure.
Then we cut to the fucking thing, and they're just like, fucking hate you. And I'm just like, yep, they're still about the same.
Yeah. Which is
I
weird because
I do love that.
now they're dating Aqua, so
Well, Kana's never gonna date him, and Akane definitely did. But I do enjoy that Akane sticks up for herself now, which is nice.
For sure.
But yeah, Ruby is fucking spiraling, and this is where we get her dramatic backstory that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, they went real deep. I mean, we kind of already knew a lot of this.
We knew she was sick, but I didn't realize how sad it fucking was.
I mean, it's child cancer, Bill. It's always going to be sad.
Yeah, but you don't usually see it fully animated.
True. They're actually going through and like we actually got to see what she looked like before all the treatments and everything.
She looks like Kana, which was
she does, which makes me wonder if they're like if Kana is related to her previous self.
I don't know, because you think that would have come up by we'll find out or not. It probably honestly is just a artist thing, but
it could be. Yeah, they're just going through the whole thing with her mom, and then like when the doctor comes in and like there's that whole thing with it. It's like God. And the fucking the voiceover like narration that this stupid little fucking silver haired kid is giving the whole time.
Yeah, we'll get more from her later.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like super dark, and like she's just losing it, and eventually Aqua finally tells her she's got to cut this shit out. It's getting bad.
Yeah, well, basically she was like this close to having a full on mental breakdown, and Aqua's like, "Oh, I recognize that. I got to go and talk her through this because I've done this plenty of times."
Aqua was like, his brain went, "Oh, I suddenly care now." And he goes in and comforts her, and she's basically like, "Fuck you, I don't want anything to do with you." And he's like, "All right, fine." And then just fucking name drops her, and like she's like, "What?"
Yeah. How and why?
Yeah. And then she finally like admits it, and she's like, "Oh, you're the doctor." We still like, do we even know his name, or is he just straight up the doctor?
He's they've said his name before. She specifically just called him the doctor though.
Yeah. But yeah, we get that whole reveal, and it's like this huge, like dramatic thing. And I was shocked that they actually went here like this, like just like that.
Yeah, it happened like real quick. But at the same time, it's like the signs were there because we had like Ruby was starting to go on like the path of revenge. Aqua had decided that he was also going to stick with that, and then the opening, not the opening and the ending for this season. Specifically the ending. It definitely hinted at a little more closeness than we're comfortable with.
We'll get to that the next scene, but yeah, we get the whole big reveal, and it's like this whole emotional thing, and it ends basically with the dark star in her eye goes away, and it's like, okay, her Ruby's
she's pure again.
She's fine. She's not gonna have any issues going forward.
Not those kinds, at least.
No. We know Aqua's on a one-way trip at this point. Like, it's very clear. Aqua's...
He's going off the rails in a crazy train. Let's be real.
He only has one goal in mind, and he does... It's basically that's it. But he wanted to at least let Ruby live, because that was her big thing. He wanted her to live even when she was dying. But yeah, we get that whole reveal, and it's like super emotional. Like I was like, "Holy shit!" And I actually like paused it a minute and just clicked up on the time to see how far into the episode we were. And I'm like,
"It's like 20 minutes. We had like 30 minutes to go."
I'm like, Jesus Christ, we got some shit to go. I'm like, all right, what other bombs are gonna drop on us? Which was amusing because then in the next scene we get literally the only scene of levity, and by levity I mean uncomfortable grossness. We get yeah, Ruby doesn't fucking care anymore. And I'm just like,
no, she's completely like forgetting that like their current lives don't matter. She is she's her old self, and that's the doctor, and that's the way she's gonna treat it. Like, ugh.
Yes, and
I was kind of hoping she'd have a little restraint with that shit when she found out, but
this was like the first scene in this entire series where I've been like, I like Kana. She's the most realistic person right now.
and she even fucking mentions the whole, oh, remember I'm 16 now. It's no.
Yeah, like stop. I mean, we know for a fact Aqua does not give a shit, and he's got one mind, but he
Doesn't matter. Still gross.
No, it is gross, but we know he's not going to reciprocate it, thankfully. But Jesus Christ, I loved Kana. She's like, this is gross. Stop it. And I'm just like, yeah, Kana, you're right. Aqua just flat out's like, I don't fucking care. I'm not even going to stop her. I'm just going to.
It's like, she can just do what she wants. She's like, you're not helping.
That scene was so fucking unhinged. I was like, oh, great. Yeah. That was the thing.
And then fucking what's her name is like, oh, this is perfectly scandalous. I'm gonna take pictures and put them on the socials.
Oh yeah, Memcho. Because Memcho's just fucking.
Memcho's like, this is perfect.
Sure it is, Memcho. Sure it is. And then she's like, I also love how Kana like dumps on her multiple times throughout this episode. She's like, you're perfect at pretending to be other people because you've just been pretending to be a teenager your entire life.
I mean, I can kind of see Memcho's point with the fans will love this because I don't know. It seems like the whole sibling complex thing is very common in Japanese storytelling. So I don't know
from what I've read, that wasn't really Aka's thing. That was more the artist of the series thing. So he just kind of let it happen.
Well, that's less the point, but sure.
I mean, from what I've read, the series' entire point is just bizarre. Oshinoko's weird. It's weird.
It is.
There's no way around it.
It's wild and compelling, but sometimes it goes places.
It's not going to be a thing by the end. I know that for a fact, but at the same time, it's still like, why are we even playing with this?
Well, no, because by the end, one or both of them is going to be dead. Let's be real.
Yeah.
I doubt it's going to go any other way.
Yeah. Probably. So moving on from that, then we get the other massive bomb drop that I wasn't expecting, where we get a Miyoko backstory.
Yeah, to be honest, until this episode, I totally forgotten what both of their names are. There's like Miyako and I feel like I should have remembered Ichigo. I feel like that should have been an obvious one, but since we haven't like seen him at all since
I forgot Ichigo. Episode, I always remember Miyako just because she gets mentioned, thankfully, more often.
Yeah, but Ichigo, I mean, like that's the main character of one of the big three. You'd think I'd remember that.
It's the main character of one of the big three that I'm unable to watch, so that's why it didn't stick to me.
Hey, I always remembered Luffy's name.
I can't forget. I can't forget Luffy's name because Alex won't stop bringing it up. But
either way, yeah, I wasn't expecting to get a Miyaki backstory or Miyako, whatever her name is, like a full on like this is my entire life story from setting out to go into.
And also, her backstory drop here kind of redeems her from her early character, and honestly, it makes her early character fucking weird.
It makes it like seem super out of character.
It does, because by this point we're so used to who she is, her actual characterization. Why was she a gold digger for like 3 episodes, and then they just, well, 1 episode, honestly, the first one, and then they just were like, nah, we're gonna actually give her a backstory that makes you care.
And also, like, all right, so there was also the fact that, like, hold on. I was really close. Like, I wanted to just go back and rewatch that first episode just because of that. Mm-hmm. Because, like, it's so out there, man. It's so out there because it does not match. The two things do not make sense when you put them next to each other.
Yeah, it is honestly weird because, like, it honestly, that first episode is bizarre now because of this. It's almost like he changed his mind when he decided to write her backstory, and he was like, I'm going to make her sympathetic because
or maybe he didn't think she was going to be as important until a little bit in. I don't know.
It's hard to say because she's kind of important. She's been kind of important since the first episode.
guess I do love though that, you know, before Ichigo had walked in to her in the bar and she was like kind of, you know, doing the whole let me just talk about my feelings to the bartender thing that, you know, is in everything. And I do love that she referred to Ruby and Agua as her daughter and her son. Like,
Well, she basically raised them. It makes a
oh,
lot of
she
sense.
did for sure, but like
Even
the
when I
fact
was
that like
alive,
she's
well,
just
like,
talking to somebody randomly who doesn't know. Like, no, it's just yeah, my son and he's always this way, and my daughter she's always this way, and I don't know how to handle them because I'm also their manager, and this like I don't know, it's just like this really wholesome moment, and then Ichigo went and walked in, and she
that
just
that scene
that
was
scene
so
was great.
fucking great. Well, it's because you legitimately felt bad for her there because it's like she literally gave up her entire life for this. And then you find out
Yeah,
through her backstory she didn't have much of a life to begin with. Like her life kind of
yeah.
sucked to begin with, but when he walks in, and I love how is it bad that I knew that was going to happen? Like I just was like he's going to walk right in because why are they focusing on Miyoko here? Like there has to be a reason. And the second that door opens and he's just like, "Yo, barkeep."
Yeah, especially since he was just brought back into the fold, like technically like a few episodes ago. So it was like, all right, they're setting this up. Like this is gonna happen.
Especially the reveal when you find out it was all Aqua, which is just great because Aqua
Because of course it was.
he totally got revenge for his little bitch fit like the previous episode. But like the pause where she's just like, wait a minute, and he's like, oh fuck, and just where she just fucking chases him down and fucking bashes his head in with a shoe. It's like,
Yeah.
he deserved that.
And then fucking, I love that she like right after she was having this whole thing, like I wish I could be more of a mother and less of a this and that. And then fucking he comes back in and she basically like beats him up until he agrees to come back and work at Strawberry again.
Well, yeah,
and then she's like, oh, I'm gonna be exclusively only working on Ruby and Aqua stuff. And they're like, well, who's gonna run the company? And she's like, he can do it.
They're like,
he's gonna do all the work and clean the toilets because he's a bitch.
I love that line too because like they're all like all the people in chat are they're like, who is that guy? Like it's the president's husband. And they're all like, oh.
Yeah, I love this for like 15 years.
Yeah, I did love the scene though when she's like fucking beating him up on the street. Like that's when we then cut to her backstory and we find out that like it's kind of tragic. It's essentially she's a case of she's one of many women who show up in there because Japan's entertainment business, like the whole entertainment culture around Japan is fucking kind of gross. We find out that basically she's one of those women that basically they peaked early and then she gets passed up essentially, and she's just kind of existing, and he shows up.
It's kind of what almost happened to Kana,
essentially. And basically, Ichigo just shows up and he's like, "You come work for me," and it's assumed they just get married, I guess, off screen. That just happens. But I love how much of a bad bitch she is, like in the company now.
Oh, for sure.
Like she is she's rightfully pissed.
A good character.
She is like that's like the most she's gotten since this early episodes, and like I love the scene too where like we find out like she's like when they finally she divvies all the responsibilities out and restructures everything, and she's trying to figure out the schedules, and then he kind of comes in and he basically does what he did originally. He basically helps her figure out the scheduling and stuff. She's like, oh, that's super nice. And then we get that hard cut. She's just holding a plunger, and she's like, don't think this is gonna sweet talk your way out of this. You better clean these fucking toilets. And he's like, that wasn't my intention, but sure.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Yeah, this is a wild episode.
But then I click again. I'm like, how much more do we got? I'm like, there's still 10 minutes left. Okay, what have we got left?
And I know we kind of like leaped over it, but like I was just thinking about like because I remember this being a conversation that we had like all the way back, like maybe even before season 2 or before I finished season 2. I'm not sure, but I know we'd had this conversation about how like after Ruby and Aqua had been reborn, and I remember talking about like, well, why doesn't she ever try to like look up her mom, like her parents, like see what's going on with them?
We find out she did.
She did do that. She showed up at their house and saw their happy little family, and it fucking killed her.
Yeah, I mean, especially too, like, imagine, like, actually, like, she did, like, ring the doorbell and, like, met her mom. Like, how would that go? Like, the mom would be like, who the fuck are you? Like,
and it makes you wonder, like, all right, so I'm sure if the story is done right, I'm sure there will be some sort of meaningful exchange between her mother and either Aqua or Ruby. And I'm wondering which way they're going to play it. Is it going to be like I've driven all thoughts of that out of my mind and I've just completely moved on? Or is it going to be one of those Loxana Troy things where it's like I am so broken by this event that I have to just pretend it didn't happen?
I don't know. I'm honestly not even sure we're going to get the payoff on that, to be honest, just because of the way they're kind of like the way it read to me, especially like Aqua's whole where he basically tells Miyoko, like, keep her away from her, like, keep them separated no matter what.
Well, that still means that Aqua could have his piece. Maybe once everything's already set and done and the marketing's done, then he'll just pull her aside and be like, "Look, bitch, I know who you are. I know what you did."
It
kind of like Aaron when fucking his grandfather sat down next to him, and he's just like, "Oh, you got any regrets, bro, with your family?" And he just had a fucking total mental breakdown about it. Like, I can easily see it going that route.
Unrelated, but have you seen the Alex just sent me a text. Have you seen the Supergirl popcorn buckets?
Is it the one with Crypto?
No, it's like her torso, and then they have like her little jacket wrapped around her.
What?
The color was a choice. That just looks like a dick. That just straight up looks like a fucking dick.
Yeah, that's sure.
Great. Whoever designed that either knew exactly what they were doing or was stupid as fuck. It's holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moving back to that ending though, it's like we get this whole. I don't know, honestly. The weird thing is with Aqua, I feel like it's like kind of irrelevant to him right now, but we'll see. I'm sure if it does happen, it happens, but if it doesn't, it's probably not that important, especially because Ruby's kind of over it now.
I wouldn't go that far. I don't think she's over it. You don't just get over it. So she even says it in this episode. That's something you just accept and move on from. It's just now.
Yeah.
I think now she has a much more solid grasp of reality, and now that she knows who Aqua is, she is taking a much more positive spin on life. But
see, the thing I'm not sure on is the fact that it's just kind of like I don't know where they're going with season 4. We'll get to it with the ending, but I'm like completely like lost, honestly, what's happening next. Because the final scene we get is Aqua's back just chilling on that hill that he always does. And Crow Girl shows up. Mm-hmm. And she's basically just kind of being a troll, as usual, being cryptic as fuck. But she lets it slide that she is also a reincarnation, and she's technically a real person. Like just chilling.
That was my favorite thing too. Is like he's like, "What? Are you a god?" And she's like, "I guess it depends on like what your definition of God is." And he's like, "No. Let me ask you a different question. Were you born to a mother? Do you have a government ID? Like, are you legal?
Yeah. Do you exist?
Do you have papers?" Yeah. I have all those things.
Like, and then this is the part that got me.
You want to be in a movie?
I love her just pause and then just, huh? And then it just cuts to yeah. That ending scene though, That was fucking diabolical.
Yeah, that was just rude.
Like
Rude.
this whole thing that we've been leading into, the whole I's message to Ruby. It's been a thing that's been known about. They keep bringing it up, and I'm like, oh, we're finally gonna hear it. And then it cuts right before she says it. I was like, you sons of bitches. Like, that was fucking evil. And I guarantee you, when season 4 comes out, they're not gonna follow up on it right away.
Nope. We'll do the same thing with the fucking season 2 cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Where we didn't find out until like halfway through that season.
Oh, like Jesus Christ. Like when that happened, I think I texted you, I'm like, that was fucking evil. Yeah. I was like, God damn it.
It's just rude.
Holy shit, though. Like, I was not so it's crazy how when I look at the 3 seasons of Oshinoko, they're like 3 different vibes entirely.
Oh, completely.
Because it's crazy how season 2 is like the lightest hearted one.
Easily.
For the most part, those last 3 episodes are a little different.
Unless you count like everything in episode 1 except for that last like 10 minutes.
Yeah, honestly, Oshinoko is. What's funny about Oshinoko is whenever like you recommend it to somebody, they're like, "Oh, what's it about?" And I'm like, I can't tell you anything without spoiling it. So you have to just try episode 1. If you enjoy episode 1, and if you watch episode 1 and you're not instantly hooked, it's not a show for you. That's kind of the way I always tell people. Because literally, you can't explain anything. Like the most you can tell people is that the show is essentially a dark commentary on the Japanese entertainment industry, which it is, but it's also like
so many other things.
It's a lot of shit. It is insane to me that this is the same guy that wrote Kaguya-sama at times. Granted, Kaguya gets kind of dark and deep towards the latter half, which will never be animated. Still mad about that, but
we don't know that though. It could happen.
No, they've already done a recap movie that skips most of it, and then he's doing a movie, an anime movie that's going to just be an alternate ending because he's like, yeah, we're done with this.
Oh, who knows down the line? You know, and a different animation studio might be like, hey, let's just like with Horimiya season 2, where it's just like, hey, these are the bits we missed.
To be fair, though, that was the same studio, and they just did it like a year later.
I'm just saying, we'll see.
Yeah,
some hope.
I don't know. I've read the manga, so I'm like fine with it. I know what happens, but
fair.
If it was a case where like I wasn't reading the manga and it just kind of ended like that, it'd be different.
True.
Yeah, though it's that season 4 is going to be. I guarantee season 4 will be the final season. It should be, anyways.
Watch them be like, hey,
movie to end.
Movie also, at the end. Like,
another thing that this episode kind of did, which I expected, but I was a little like annoyed by, was they completely like the complete red herring of the father, because the father literally only shows up in that one scene, and it never gets brought up again. It's kind of crazy to me. Like I'm like, they really just murdered that one actress and just kind of left us with that, and I'm just like. It's not surprising, but at the same time, I'm like, we're never going to get follow-up on that, are we? Like, she's just going to be missing for the rest of the series.
Well, at least we know who his targets are. He only goes after people with the starry eyes.
Yeah.
So, that
and I'm curious.
Ruby, Aqua, Akane. That's about it.
Yeah. And Akane is only really involved because she's making herself involved.
True. But she's going to be on the cast, so she's going to be in there anyway.
I still love that scene in the earlier episode, though, where, like, Aqua's like, just stay out of this. Like, don't be involved. And she's like, try me, bitch. I'm going to do it anyways.
Yeah. Yeah.
She fucking still loves him, but she's not going to. She won't let go, basically. Yeah, that's why she's best girl.
Of course.
Yeah.
But anyways,
can't wait for
at 50 minutes, we should probably start into our topic.
Yeah. Our somehow less interesting topic, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean it's a fun movie.
It was better than I expected, but I'll save it for when we get to the end. But I have thoughts on this movie. We're talking about Lazer Team by Rooster Teeth.
The YouTube Red original.
That you can't even, I don't think you can get on YouTube Red anymore.
It's free on Tubi anyways, so whatever.
Yeah, and Pluto TV. That's how I watched it. With like 30 ads throughout because fuck, but that's fine.
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
That was when I would take my pee breaks.
Fair.
This movie is interesting to me because it's definitely a movie. Like it felt like a movie, but it also felt like it was edited by YouTubers.
Yeah. I mean, technically.
Oh no, it was like it's funny because it's like it trying. So it had $2.4 million budget. It only made 1.6. That's a little sad.
Well, considering it didn't have a box office release, it was released on YouTube. So
yeah, yeah. I mean, it did enough.
And somehow they still made a sequel.
Yeah, I mean that doesn't. It's YouTubers. I mean, and Rooster Teeth was. This was so 2015. This was like the pinnacle of Rooster Teeth at the time.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah,
like they were probably at their highest point by this point.
Because that was also around the time when they were experimenting with like actual event TV shows like Day 5 and Crunch Time. Like they were really trying to do different things at this point. They aside from just Red vs. Blue and Ruby,
And the majority of the main the people were still here by this point, right?
Yeah.
Because the film is obviously was Matt Holloman a Rooster Teeth guy?
Yeah, he's Sarge and
right.
Doc.
Okay, so he's one of the founders.
Yeah,
he directed the film,
and
it was written and stars Bernie Burns, which I recognized him right away because who would?
It's kind of a hard name to forget.
even as like a non-Rooster Teeth watcher back in the day, I knew who Bernie Burns was. Like everyone did.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say right off the bat, the plot of this movie is fucking stupid.
Oh, it super is. It super is.
Like, I get what they were going for, but I was like, this is fucking dumb. Like,
it feels like the plot of a video game, honestly.
Especially the reveal at the end, where I was like, oh, it's really. I was like, okay.
What, that the alien also had a suit? Or
yeah, the fact that the entire thing was just orchestrated by aliens doing a fucking online bracket. I was like, really? This is a plot I've seen in other places too, which made me even more just like annoyed. I was like, okay.
Yeah, it's definitely been done better before.
And honestly, the only reason they win is because of the stupidity of everything.
Yeah, because they crossed the streams or something and somehow created a black hole that sucked the other alien and the fucking ship with all the fucking Antarians. But they're just totally fine. I don't even think they were grabbing onto anything to
No, they got
getting sucked into the. No, they were just standing in the field. And they were totally fine.
You remember they got knocked out of the barrier.
Sure.
When they got blasted back, they conveniently fell outside of the barrier, so they were fine.
So what's the point of the barrier?
It kept them in, but I guess they also got out.
Did
it? Sure. Apparently. This movie wasn't very well written. I'm not gonna lie.
It was clearly written to be a comedy more than anything else. So.
It was written to be a comedy, but it is a time capsule of 2014 comedy. Because I was like, there were so many jokes where I was like, this movie is not aged well. It probably didn't even age well a year after it came out.
Which is when the sequel came out.
Yeah. Because so many.
There's a lot of super bad vibes.
Super bad is at least kind of timeless because it's such a period piece. This movie is this movie felt dated. Honestly, this movie probably was dated when it came out. So yeah, we got our main cast here. We've got Bernie Burns as Anthony Hagen, a traffic cop. Gavin Free as Woody Johnson. I love the fact that it's an Englishman playing an American that later has an English accent because of reasons.
Yeah, the reason for it too is just hilarious.
That was kind of funny. Michael Jones is Zach Spencer, a football jock, and Colton Dunn is Herman Mendoza, another football player and kind of a dickhead throughout the movie.
I mean, they're all kind of dickheads.
I'm not gonna lie. When we finally got the grand like motivation between his hatred for Anthony, I was like, "You were the most unsympathetic character in this entire movie. I don't give a shit. Like you're just an asshole." I was like, "You were just an asshole." Like literally.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's like the stereotypical like bitter. I used to be an adventurer like you, and then I took an arrow to the knee.
He's the typical peaked in high school jock that never.
Oh, literally.
No, but like they keep like bringing up this whole thing like it's a big deal, and then they finally reveal it. I'm like you suck. Like I'm like I do not feel bad. The only person in this movie that I kind of excuse me felt bad for was Bernie Burns' character, because he actually did seem to try throughout the movie.
Yeah, for sure.
It was written by him too, so it makes sense.
Yeah. And there was like the fucking the cabin scene.
Yeah.
With the daughter character. Like, I don't understand. Like, look. When I first saw this movie, I wasn't a dad. And even then, I would have been like, what the fuck are you doing turning the TV on? Like, I'd be fucking breaking down that door. Like, you get the fuck out of there right now. Like, how the fuck you just sit there and listen to that and fucking
let it happen?
You think Bob Ross is gonna save you from this? Like,
that was a joke that they thought was really funny, and I went, "Sure it is, guys. Sure it is."
Mm-hmm. Also, the champion of Earth.
Oh, Aquaman. Yes.
What?
Oh, he played Aquaman in what was it? It's not obviously it's not like that Aquaman. It's
not the Snyder Aquaman.
No, that's what's his name? Lobo.
Mo.
Just
Lobo.
1 second. He was Aquaman in the CW Smallville show.
Oh, okay.
That's what it was.
Interesting.
That's what it was.
Huh.
Yeah, because
I didn't know Smallville included other heroes.
Oh, it did. Smallville is a good show, but it's also stupid as fuck, because like there was the entire thing about it was like he's Clark Kent, but he can't be Superman. And for like the first few seasons, they're like, he can't fly. And then they were like, that's dumb, we'll let him fly, but he still can't be Superman.
Okay.
And like other Smallville's a good show, but like when you watch it now, you're like, this is dumb. There's so many dumb things about this show.
So weird. Well, that's interesting to hear,
because they do make the fish joke at one point, which I thought was a nice nod.
Well, here's the thing that I know him from is a little show called Blue Mountain State.
Yeah, I never watched that.
Yeah, it's a show about stupid college jocks being stupid college jocks.
Oh, okay, that's something I would never watch. That makes perfect sense.
It's really hard to forget him because he's like the biggest, dumbest, jockiest one of them all. And there is an episode in which he brings a family heirloom. It's a pocket pussy. It's a pocket pussy. Let's call it what it is.
Great.
Which he got from one of his family members. And then the whole team uses it. And they all end up with gonorrhea. And that's like the most memorable episode. So I had a really hard time taking this guy seriously in this movie. So and it's not his fault.
He was also he was Hawk in the HBO Titan series. I just realized that as well.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Oh, and he had a cameo in Fast X.
He was a lot easier to take seriously in the Titan show, weirdly enough.
Well, because that show is like too serious for its own good sometimes. Yeah, he was apparently a background character in Fast and Furious 10, or Fast X as it's called. Interesting. Yeah, so he's been in some weird stuff.
One cool thing though about this movie is that You do kind of get like the little who's who. Most of them are just kind of like background characters.
I saw
They'd have, like,
Gus.
one
Gus was
line
a
or something.
scientist. I saw Gus as a scientist.
Yeah, and like literally like almost anybody who was working for Rooster Teeth at the time is at least on screen at some point in the movie.
Yeah, because Chris Damaris was one of the soldiers, the conspiracy theorist soldiers.
Hmm.
I noticed him. Well, I noticed those two right away because I'm such a fan of Black Box Down. I know their voices anywhere. But yeah, I noticed a bunch of the. I heard many of the Red versus Blue voices at points, and I was like, ah, yes.
Actually,
I know you.
Come to think of it, I think Jeff is the only one we didn't see.
Jeff.
He's Griff.
Griff, right.
Yeah.
I'm like reading through the cast because there's a hello, Mr. Carr. I'm reading through the cast just to see because they do list like all the cameo characters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he is.
I saw like literally everybody else. Like, and you know what's funny too is there's even references to other Rooster Teeth characters, like in the scene where like they were getting ready to do the final showdown, and the jock kid with the laser is he's like trying to go up to like the police blockade. He's like, no, it's cool, I'm one of the guys and whatever. And he's like, yeah, whatever, like go with these other people who are part of the team or whatever. And like there was like a chick there dressed as Ruby, and there was like a couple other like random Rooster Teeth characters.
Yeah, there was somebody dressed as Power Girl too, right up front.
Yeah, it was just like a bunch of like random things like that. I was like, oh, okay, like they're just gonna go ahead and that's fun. That's a fun thing to do.
It was one of the many points where I'm like, yeah, this movie. There's a reason this wasn't in theaters, because if it was, oh my god, that would have been a disaster.
Mm-hmm. So it's funny too, like watching this movie and then thinking about what this movie came out 2016.
So it officially released 2016, but it was released like limitedly in 2015.
Okay, so 2016 would have been 3 years later, I think, that Doctor Sleep came out, when they had that like the kid's room that was covered in ruby shit.
Yeah. Huh. It's interesting.
That's just funny to me.
What year did the big Rooster Teeth exodus start?
What do you mean?
Like when most of the big names started leaving?
I'm not 100% sure. It had to have been around the time when I stopped watching like Red versus Blue. I don't remember the exact year, but if I had to guess, it would have been around Red versus Blue season 16, maybe.
Yeah, because I'm trying to read when it started, but the Wikipedia page is kind of vague.
Well, Red vs. Blue season 16 is one that, or whatever the fucking Shisno paradox was. That was like the subtitle of the season. Because I remember at the end of that season, they had church, but it wasn't Bernie.
Yeah.
And I think that was the point where I was like, never mind, I'm done.
Which is interesting because Bernie owns it again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they haven't, I don't know if he's done anything with it since he repurchased it. So.
Doesn't look like it. It looks like he's bought it and he's just kind of sitting on it for now, which is fine because as much as I do miss this era of the internet, there's a reason why these companies don't exist anymore.
Well, yeah. Well, I think part of it is because they just had so much success that they, I guess their eyes were bigger than their stomachs when it came to making things, and then they realized they weren't making enough money to support the things that they're doing, and then they're like, oh, that's right, all these people subscribed to us because we were like, like cheap, small, like, small business kind of situation.
Well, also like
all right, I'll toss you a few schmeckles and that'll be fine. And then it became like, no, we're actually just the same price as any fucking other streaming service out there. No, that's when you start losing people.
Well, it's like any of these like companies, like Screw Attack was another big one. Ironically, Screw Attack got absorbed by Rooster Teeth, where they were just kind of like the internet changed and people aren't watching that kind of media anymore. They want to watch like long form. They either there's two people. They want to watch the long form stuff, or they just want to watch 10-second clip fucking reels. That's all they care about now.
Yeah, there really is no like in between anymore.
Well, no, it's like machinimas are dead. Like that's the biggest tragedy. Is like the whole art of machinima is long dead because nobody has the patience for that anymore.
Well, if the company was still like there, I'm sure Rooster Teeth or Red vs. Blue rather would still be getting made.
Yeah. Also, to be fair though, machinima, like the actual machinima company, barely did actual machinimas after like their first couple of years.
I don't know.
It's
Lazer Team.
Yeah. Lazer Team's kind of an anomaly because it actually feels like there was genuine effort put into it, but it's also so fucking bad. Like,
I love that. Like, so we did the Madam Web not long ago, right? And there was a lot of stupid scenes with that with fireworks.
Yeah.
And then here we have fucking what's his name shooting down a fucking alien spacecraft with a firework.
Is it weird that both of these movies feel kind of similarly edited?
I think this job did a better job. This movie did a better job.
This movie did, but this movie also has the excuse that it's like a low budget internet movie.
True. And honestly, there were a lot. I mean, there was a lot of points too where I was like, "This is not believable." Like when they were like wrestling over the glove, the shield glove, and then like it just ended up on his arm. Like that's not how things happen. It's just
the scene where they like fucking attach to them too. That was pretty. That was amusing, but also like, what are we doing?
Yeah. He's just like, no, it's actually bonded to you now, and it can't come off.
Yeah, because the other two are all like. They're like all screaming in pain, and the fucking like Gavin's over there like, "Hey, mine wasn't so bad." And then you just see those screws start slowly going into his skull, and I'm like, oh, that is fucked.
And then the fucking the scene where they're doing like the training montage.
Yeah.
And fucking Gavin's like scrolling through all the different like features of the helmet.
Yeah, and they're all nude. And he's like, here, let me figure it out. He's like, no, stop. I'm like, get away.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
That is 2010's humor. That is just not a thing anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's I did enjoy the scene though where he's like constantly stamping the fail segments, but then like anytime he gets to the jock guy, it's always like he fails on the medical part, not the actual like part. Like, that was a nice touch. Yeah, so the suits are also pretty dumb. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you know what's funny too is I'm pretty sure I had this exact same idea when I was in middle school.
Yeah.
With like the whole like, oh, I got a helmet, it makes me real smart, and gloves that make me real strong, and fucking shoes that make me real fast. So look at me.
Well, what's funny to me is the whole scene where like they're about to do like the fucking surgery to remove the artifacts to get them back,
which totally wouldn't work. Like you could take them off like that, but you wouldn't be able to use them.
Yeah, I don't think they really thought about this. And like the whole time I'm like sitting here, I'm like, they didn't numb their arms or anything again. Like they're literally they literally could just use the things. One of them's got a straight up gun. And then sure enough, look what happened.
Yeah. And then also so we had like the other like the fucking warg like parasites they sent down with like the little ray guns and shit.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
And then so like they take care of all the parasites, they're fine, whatever. And then as I think when Bernie like goes to like give up his shield, and he's waiting in the room or whatever, and fucking champion guy comes in and he's like, hey, so here's the thing. I kind of like am with you guys now, and I think you guys should do the thing because I think you'll do it. And his like thing was just like, oh well, you beat the things, and he puts down the ray gun. He says, look, you guys beat the thing, and you were able to you know whatever overcome them or whatever. And then like later on, they go into the bubble and they're having the big fight or whatever. And he's doing the whole like, oh, I got the riot gear, I got the shotgun, like I'm like the champion of Earth with all the Earth gear and everything. And in my mind, I'm like, you had a ray gun.
Sure did.
You had a ray gun. It was their ray gun too.
Sure did.
What the fuck? Why didn't you take it with you? And technically, there was like 4 of them.
Sure was. This movie's not very
not gonna
good.
Use those. Just not going to use those, apparently.
The movie wasn't well written. I'm not gonna lie. There was the funny. See, this movie. The thing is, the overall plot is not very well stitched together. There are moments that are entertaining, like the scene where they're inside Gavin's fucking head thing, and they're all just jacking off.
They're all jerking off.
He's like, "Stop thinking about jerking off because you're making me think about jerking off." He's like, "I got it. I know how to stop it." And it just brings his daughter, and he's like, "You son of a bitch."
Yeah, that was pretty great. Let's see. There was a lot of like stupid, funny moments, but like if you're watching this as like I want to watch like a fucking superhero thing or a sci-fi movie, like that's not what you watch this movie for.
No, this movie is literally designed for the audience that would have watched Rooster Teeth in 2015.
Well, for sure. It makes me wonder why they didn't just release it on their platform instead of doing the whole YouTube Red thing.
Because YouTube Red was desperate for content.
Fair.
There's a reason why it failed miserably, because my God, there was nothing to watch on it.
Even though, like, I mean, it's still technically a thing.
Well, now it's just YouTube Premium, and it's an excuse to have less ads.
Well, that's my point. Is like they just kept doing the same thing, just called it a different thing. They've done it like 3 times. They keep changing it. Like,
but they're also not actively trying to get their creators to make products anymore.
Well, it's not really much of a point. I mean, let's be real. The reason to get YouTube Premium or whatever is to have no ads, be able to play the stuff without having your phone open.
Less ads, because let's face it, they're
Whatever.
still shoving ads in your face now.
They did the same thing, the same shit with Paramount too, which is part of the reason why I dumped them.
Yeah. They didn't grandfather me in. I'm still mad about that. I paid extra for the no ads version, and they changed their structuring, and I'm like, well, okay.
But yeah, the reason people get that is for the no or less ads, is for the fucking ability to just like put on a video and fucking click your phone screen off and not have it stop, and to be able to download shit. That's the reason. That's the only reason people give a fuck about YouTube Premium.
Well, yeah. Also, like, they don't have creators anymore. Like, YouTube is like 85% AI slop now, and it's like,
yeah.
Because like you think about it, like Rooster Teeth's gone, Screw Attacks have been gone for years.
Team Fortress still technically around.
Yeah, but they were never gonna get like YouTube Red because of what they do.
That's debatable. They've done some original stuff. Actually, they were just in the process of really starting to get their original stuff off the ground when COVID hit, and that kind of ruined that. So
yeah. So, see, I think more like, because like when I think of like YouTube, the YouTube Red stuff, they're the big forerunners. I remember like PewDiePie had a show until he had his bridge incident. If you know, you know. There was I think Markiplier had a show. I know Game Grumps had a show too. They were doing. There was obviously the Rooster Teeth stuff, but like after that, we get to a point where people just don't give a shit about that stuff. Like a lot of people, I realized real fast, a lot of people aren't going to pay money for that shit. Like I never did.
I think I got YouTube Premium once just for the no ads, and I think that was only because I was in a very specific situation where I wanted the music to just keep going without interruption. I won't go into detail, but if you know, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem with YouTube now is basically unwatchable. Like there's like no creators really worth watching, and the stuff there is, it's like if an ad pops up, that's usually when I either look at my phone or take a piss or something.
Well, that's the thing is most of the time, like ads aren't that big a deal. It plays for like fucking 10, 15 seconds. And
Well,
then you can skip it
nowadays,
or whatever.
not so much, because nowadays most of the ads are like fucking like a minute long. You can't skip them most of the time, and usually the ones that you can skip, they just get followed up by another ad.
Yeah.
Because YouTube is actively fighting ad blockers so hard by making the platform less and less watchable, but they don't realize the fact the ad blockers will never give up. They will never give up, to the point where they're basically just alienating all the people that don't use ad block and making the site unusable for them, to the point where they're just encouraging more people to use ad blockers. And I'm like sitting there like, that's the fact that Google pumps so much fucking money into this fucking dumpster fire of a platform.
No kidding.
Because they don't ever make a profit. They don't make a profit from YouTube.
No, I believe it.
But
which is weird because I'm pretty sure it's like the #1 streaming site
it is
in existence.
Because people will watch it. But the amount of shit that's on it, the server costs are absurd. I'm sure.
Oh God, I forgot to bring that up in the preamble.
Oh, it's up.
So, I watched a movie on YouTube this week.
A movie that was made for YouTube, or a movie that wasn't supposed to be on YouTube, but it is?
A movie that is legally on YouTube, but it was not made for YouTube.
Okay.
It was one of those free with ads movies.
Gotcha.
I watched Dragon Ball: The Magic Begins, which is a Taiwanese live-action Dragon Ball movie from 1991.
That sounds terrible, but I'm like kind of intrigued.
It is wonderful. It's like the most wire riding kung fu movie mixed with an episode of Power Rangers you've ever seen.
It sounds like an insult to Power Rangers, but I'll let it slide. Also, fun fact, most of Power Rangers is on YouTube now, by the way.
Oh, that's fun. Actually, so is Franklin.
Interesting.
Turtle. I found that out recently because Frankie was watching that.
Oh, that's fun.
But yeah, it was the movie sure was something, man. God, that was bizarre. I will say best live action version of Master Roshi I've ever seen.
That's not hard though, because literally the only other thing is fucking evolution.
True, this is true. But the movie is bizarre, man. It's based off of fucking Curse of the Blood Rubies. It's very clearly based off of that in particular.
That's a choice, but okay.
It certainly is. And some of the other choices they make, wow. I mean, first of all, Goku's name is Monkey Boy. That's just his name.
This reminds me of Dragon Power. We need to do an episode on Dragon Power at some point.
For sure. Fucking Bulma's name is Sito. What the fuck?
Does it have a sandwich orgy?
There is no sandwich orgy.
Okay, so not as good as Dragon Power.
But they do have the scene where Oolong turns into Bulma and flashes Roshi.
I thought that was Bulma did that.
No, Bulma convinced Oolong to do it for her.
I thought she did it though, because she had no panties on. That was the whole.
That was a separate thing.
Oh no, I'm thinking. I forgot about there was the second time. Yeah,
you're thinking about the series. In the movie, it was the flashing, like the boobs.
Right.
Specifically.
Right. Dragon Ball's fucking weird. Early Dragon Ball in particular.
Yeah, and fucking Yamcha's name is Westwood. And Puar is just a parrot and not a cat.
Westwood.
Yeah, I know. The fucking movie's bizarre, but it is like strangely charming.
Like I remember in Dragon Power, his name was like Zadaki, which is funny.
It's bizarre, but it's an hour and a half. It's on YouTube for free. It sure is something.
I'm gonna have to make note of that and watch it at some point. But
well, we're gonna have to cover it on the show at some point.
Yeah, we have infinite potential. But yeah, Lazer Team. That final
feel
fight
like there's
was
not really much else to say.
there's the final fight, which is dumb.
It's just a whole lot of like the Pong joke is funny.
For like 2 seconds, and I was just like,
It was like, oh, okay, they just did that. All right.
when that happened, I literally went, I just kind of paused and went, why does that just feel out of place here?
I did like the one scene when they first got to the cabin and then we were doing like the outside shot of it, and it was doing the fucking Blood Gulch music.
That was funny.
Yeah.
You know what was dumb though? That Pong joke. They didn't play up the video game jokes at all, so that joke just comes out of nowhere, and you're just kind of like,
yeah, you'd think with being a company completely like pretty much totally based around video games, there would have been more video game references.
That's the only one, and it's dumb. Like it literally just pops up out of nowhere, and it's so random to the point where I'm like, as funny as it is, I'm just like, okay.
Well, the alien, like the Antarians or whatever, their voice is just Claptrap, or is it Claptrap, or is it it's the portal robot Gladys?
Well, yeah, that's true.
It's literally just that voice.
But that's like a blink it or miss it thing that most people wouldn't get.
Yeah, unless you play Portal. But yeah,
like if you've never played Portal, you're just gonna think it's just a voice. Yeah, and as we said, the ending result of that fight is really dumb. Like the fact that like the guy, the Aquaman, whatever his name was, he shows up and like he actually kind of redeems himself and becomes kind of a likable character just to die. And the whole reason he dies is because they don't know how to do the fucking dark matter ray because they were too busy jerking off.
Yeah, they were literally jerking off and he was explaining it to them.
Yeah. So he just straight up has to get fucking murdered just to like so they can learn it. And then they kind of fuck it up, which somehow wins.
Yeah. It's like because they were separate, like they were unstable, so it didn't work right, and then it created, I guess, a fucking black hole that didn't suck them into oblivion.
Well, because they got knocked out of the convenient force field.
But how did they get knocked out, but everyone else gets sucked in?
Don't think about it too hard. This movie wasn't well written.
I'm just saying, man. It is pretty wild to think that the same guy who wrote Day 5 wrote this. I mean, this is definitely two completely different monsters. It's a post-apocalyptic fucking nightmare show versus sci-fi comedy.
I don't think Bernie's a very good superhero writer. That's my. But
at the same time, I mean, if you really think too hard about the plot of fucking Galaxy Quest, it probably doesn't make much sense either. But
yeah, but see, Galaxy Quest is 100% aware of what it's trying to be.
True.
This movie I feel like was trying to be serious, which is part of its problem.
I don't think it's trying to be serious necessarily. I think it's more that like it was trying to have an actual plot while doing the comedy things.
When I say serious, I mean they were trying to make like a serious superhero film, but they were trying to use their comedy style, which I just don't think works.
So like I'm trying to think of an example. So like they're trying to do like a Deadpool before Deadpool.
Kinda. The only difference there is that Deadpool was literally the entire point of Deadpool is that he kind of is like an anti-superhero.
Well, no, I get that. I mean, like the mix of like, you know, action, plot, and comedy.
Yeah, kind of. The difference is though, this movie was like. The problem with this movie is that it's very much dependent on if you were a fan of mid-2010s internet humor.
That's fair, but I feel like the vast majority of people by the 2010s were kind of terminally online anyway. So
to be fair though, mid-2010s internet humor was already out of date by the time it was a thing, because the way internet humor works is kind of like it's like fluid and it just is constantly evolving. And becoming less and less funny as we get older, because that's how the world works.
This is true.
Because I'm not gonna lie, like when we revisit Red versus Blue, a lot of the humor in Red versus Blue, I find funny, but I'm also like, yeah, this would not hit nowadays.
Yeah. Well, it probably hits better for you considering you've never seen any of it before.
Well, I grew up in that era.
You.
I grew up in that era, so I understand this humor. I guarantee you, you make like years from now, like 2030, a kid who first discovers the internet watches Red versus Blue. They're not going to get any of that, like those jokes.
That's fair. Xander thought it was funny.
Yeah, but Xander's also growing up around like you and Cindy, and so he kind of understands that humor.
True.
I'm thinking more like even younger people are having kids, and those kids are going to grow up and they're going to be like the skibbity toilet generation, and that's something I don't get. Like I will never understand.
Dude, you know what's fucked up, man? I seen something online recently. Who like there's like some meme or whatever, and it was like there are children being born today whose parents weren't alive when Shrek 1 came out.
Yes. Anyways.
That's fucked.
The most recent Formula One champion was born like after me. That drove me kind of insane when I realized that.
Yeah.
It's getting to the point where like the majority of like the Formula One grid is younger than me, and I'm just like, I don't like this.
Dude, isn't like fucking Tim Curry in like a wheelchair? Like, what happened?
He got old.
That's what I'm saying. Like, everyone's getting old. It's bullshit.
I know. That's why I like comics, because comics are like timeless.
This is true.
Like Superman's still kicking. He's still.
Well, I see you say that. Fucking Tim Curry was fucking a character in Young Justice.
He was almost the Joker.
Dude, he would be sick as the Joker.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. He was. Well, I want to hear the Tim Curry tapes because apparently they exist. We'll just never hear them.
He was too busy playing a different crazy clown.
Yeah. The thing is, though, if Tim Curry was the Joker, we would have never got Hamill. And that would have been a travesty. Because Mark Hamill is like the greatest Joker.
Yeah. If Tim Curry wanted to play the Joker once Mark Hamill was done, that would have been fine.
Years later, yeah, that would be fine. It's just he was the original guy they brought in, and then he declined it, or something came up, and they got Hamill instead. And Hamill made that fucking character.
Well, that's okay, because they both got to play and define their own personal crazy clowns. So
true. The thing about Mark Hamill's Joker to me that's so amazing is the fact that his Joker is so iconic that it literally made it a thing that every subsequent actor who plays the Joker has to do their own take. Because if you're just copying Hamill, you're going to get called out for it. That's why Troy Baker got called out, because Troy Baker basically just did a Hamill. And it was like, whatever. Like every other actor, like I still think the best joke, my favorite non-Mark Hamill Joker to this day is John DiMaggio, Bender.
Okay.
Yeah. He only played the Joker in Under the Red Hood. But it is like low-key one of the best Jokers because it is so unique. And he just knocked it out of the park. Under the Red Hood's a film we got to talk about at some point for this, because that movie is honestly better than the actual comic in a lot of ways.
Fair. You know, I actually did hear that the Joker in the Gotham TV series is actually like one of the top tier Jokers.
There isn't a lot of bad Jokers. I think one of the reasons why the Joker is such an interesting character is because of the fact that everyone has to do their own take. We've had so many really, like the only bad Joker I can think of is like Jared Leto.
Yeah.
That's the only one that really comes to mind. Because Troy Baker is not bad. He's just doing Hamill though, which makes it kind of lame. He does a good Hamill, but it's not original.
Right.
That's our comics tangent. Back to what else is there in Lazer Team? Did we miss anything, or there was the zombie apocalypse?
I mean, there was stuff that happened, but like, I don't know. It wasn't really like
the government takes credit for everything like usual.
Yeah, and then they're like, "We're sending Lazer Team to space,"
And Bernie's like, what?
and then hard cut.
Yeah. This
It
movie
was
wasn't very good.
it, it was entertaining and funny, but it's not a well structured film.
Yeah, it's kind of
As a comedy, it's fine.
if this was just released as a YouTube movie, like not like paywalled or anything, just a YouTube movie, I think it would be infinitely better received.
Probably, probably.
So my letterbox review for this movie was, I gave it 2.5 stars, and I said, as charming as this movie can be at times, the overall experience is kind of a mess.
Fair.
Um, my favorite review I saw on Letterbox was someone literally just commented, "This movie is literally just a who's who of Rooster Teeth, circa 2015."
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
Um,
Especially during like the party scene, like you just look around and
yeah,
like, oh, there's
there
that
was
person
that.
and that person and that
Like,
person.
I noted they showed up in funny places. Like I said, like Gus was one of the scientists. Chris Damaris was a zombie, but he was also like a soldier earlier on.
Yeah. Barbara was a cheerleader.
Was she the one
I
that
did like
the one that was
no, there
like
was like
reacting to
ew.
them? Yeah, the one that was
Yeah.
reacting to them falling in the background.
And then the fucking I did like the stupid joke when the football game was still happening. And the fuck commentator was just like, "Oh well, there he goes with his patented dice roll gesture." And it's like, I don't think that's what he's doing.
Yeah. Also, they were referencing their many fucking tabletop shows.
Hmm.
Um,
It's just goofy.
they did get some like somewhat bigger names for this movie too, because the lady that played Mindy was, I guess, somewhat significant in a few things.
Was she?
I mean, she was more
I don't know if
significant
I
than
actually.
the Rooster Teeth cat. What was
I know
she in?
what's his name who played the kid, the dude who was like bitter at Bernie or whatever. Like I know he was like,
Oh, Colton Dunn. Yeah,
yeah, he's like outside of Rooster Teeth.
yeah, he was in Superstore, Key and Peele, The Recruit. He was in a bunch of stuff. He
Hmm.
honestly was arguably the best actor. Oh, and he's apparently going to be in Jackass. Oh, he was in Jackass Forever as a writer. That's interesting.
Interesting.
I didn't realize there was writers for that movie, but sure. Um, yeah, he actually has a career, and arguably he was the best actor, even though I kind of hated his character in this movie.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, aside from that, there really wasn't really much to say. It's kind of just like it. If you just want a cheap laugh, go ahead. You know, it's
And
free.
a cheap
It's
laugh,
there.
but also with the caveat of what's your age range? Because if you're you have to fit in a very specific age range to find this movie entertaining.
Hmm.
Um, and there was a sequel.
There was. I haven't seen it.
I haven't either. It started playing when I finished because I went to pee, and then I came
Yeah,
back and
it's there.
I was like, no, later, another time.
Yeah,
Um,
I intend to watch it at some point. I wasn't
it'll
trying to watch it this week.
it'll probably be for this podcast at some point.
Probably. Now that we've watched the first one, we might as well watch the second one.
The second one's also significantly shorter from the looks of it and had significantly less budget. So that's great.
How much more significantly shorter can it be? The first movie was an hour and a half.
This one's only 86 minutes,
Oh,
so it's less.
fair.
Um, which leads me to believe it was made for the sake of making it and not because the first one did well.
I think they just already had it like in production by the time it came. It was like, fuck it, we already ain't doing it. It's not like they have to put it into like actual theaters or anything. So they're like, screw it, whatever.
Yeah, they probably had a two film deal with YouTube Red or whatever the fuck it's called. Yeah,
that doesn't necessarily mean anything though. Dragon Ball Evolution had a 3-film deal.
Yeah, but YouTube
We
Red
saw, we
is
saw how that worked out.
YouTube Red doesn't really care about the money. So
True. They just want clicks.
yeah, they wanted people to subscribe to YouTube Red, so they really didn't care what the products were doing.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. It's a fine movie if you just want to,
I'd
laugh
watch it
at
over
2010's comedy.
I'd watch it over Madam Web. I'd watch it over The Flash.
That would be a fun episode. So maybe we'll do that for like our 2. Wait, we already did 2 years. Shit. Maybe we'll do that for like our 3-year mark. We'll just take like every movie we've watched on the show, or watched for the show,
Tier
and
list.
tier list them. All completely like unrelated
Not-
movies, that completely
not
separate
related.
from each other. Just tier list them. Fuck it.
That would be such a. I'd have to make that tier list, but that's fine. I can figure that out. Yeah. I mean, I'd watch it over those. I'd definitely watch Green Lantern over it. Green Lantern,
Yeah.
I don't think is as bad as they say it is.
Well, that's if you want more of a superhero-y thing, a superhero sci-fi thing, as opposed to. I mean, if you want to watch a comedy, I think Lazer Team's the way to go.
True. I'd probably watch X-Men Origins over this too, even though I don't like that movie as much as some people do.
I think Origins is better than a lot of people give it credit for, but
I'm not.
I think it fucked up in certain places, but I think it gets way more shit than it deserves.
See, me not being a Marvel fan I have a harder time enjoying those movies.
That's the thing. I'm not either. I just like X-Men.
I didn't grow up with them either, though. Like the only X-Men movies I saw growing up were like the first one.
Fair.
But yeah. So that was Lazer Team, and it was a movie.
Well, really, that was Oshinoko.
Yeah, we did.
That's what we spent the majority of the episode talking about.
Oshinoko was interesting. This was stupid.
It existed. It existed. But
that was
kind of the point, is because we needed to finish out that cycle of bad superhero movies.
Sure did. But yeah, I guess now to wrap it up, once again, guys, thanks for joining us on Geek Addicts. You can find Geek Addicts all the podcasting platforms. Check us out on the Superpod Network, superpodnetwork.com. Awesome site where you can find a whole bunch of different videos, blogs, podcasts, all that fun stuff. Something's going on there. I'm sure we have more things. I'm sure there'll be like 3 more shows by the end of the year, because I swear everyone's making spin-offs lately.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyways, guys, once again, thank you for joining us, and we will see you all later.
Have a good one.